गणानां त्वा गणपतिं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् ॐ श्री महागणाधिपतये नमः। ॐ वृषभं चर्षणीनां विश्वरूपमदाभ्यं बृहस्पतिं वरेण्यम् ॐ तद्विष्णोः परमं पदं सदा पश्यन्ति सूरयः दिवि वचक्षुराततम्। ॐ श्री महालक्ष्म्यै नमः। ॐ ह्लीं ह्लीं ज्योतिर्ब्राह्माय नमः। Can you repeat Hare Ramakrishna 3 times? Om Hare Ramakrishna, Hare Ramakrishna, Hare Ramakrishna. Okay, so we covered the kind of problems that are possible based on the planet. Lagne, just to quickly revise, Lagne Sashtasamadisho Ravana Samyutau. If the 6th and 8th lords are in Lagna along with Sun, then there is a danger of fever. With Mars, this, with Mercury, this, like that, there is a list. We went through that list in the last class. So we covered 12.5 verses. Now we'll finish the 13th verse and continue. Rogasthānagate pāpe tadīse pāpa samyute rāhuna samyute mande sarvada roga samyutah. Rogasthānagate bhome tadīse. Okay, we'll first finish this. Rogasthānagate pāpe tadīse pāpa samyute rāhuna samyute mande sarvada roga samyutah. Rogasthānagate pāpe means in the 6th house there is a papa, means a functional malefic. A functional malefic is in the 6th house. Tadishe papa samyute. The lord of the 6th house is also with a functional malefic. Rahuna samyute mande, and Saturn is with Rahu. Sarvada roga samyutah means then he is always accompanied by disease. So Saturn with Rahu, 6th lord as well as 6th house are afflicted by functional malefics.
It doesn't say what kind of disease. It's always he is having trouble.
He is always sick. He is a sickly person. The next verse is Rogasthānagate bhaume tadīse randhasamyute shadvarshe dvadase varshe jvararogi bhaven narah. If the 6th house contains Mars and the lord of the 6th house is in the 8th house. 6th house contains Mars and the lord of the 6th house is in the 8th house. Then in the 6th year or the 12th year of his life, he will have fever. He will have Jvararogi Bhavenara means, literally it means he will have fever. But possibly he is talking about some big fever or being in fever for a long time. Maybe you get fever, then it subsides, and then again you get it back. So basically during that year there is a big problem relating to fever. Could also be a special kind of fever like malaria, typhoid. But there is some problem indicated.
Because of significant 6th lord in 8th house, and then because of doing a longevity. I mean Mars is 6th.
Yeah, Mars is in the 6th house. Yeah.
So for Mars 6th house is good.
Yes, for Mars normally 6th house is a good house. So he will give all the material success, etc. he will give. But when the 6th house contains Saturn, Mars, etc., there can be some health problems also. Basically those are the planets who give health problems. So having those planets in those houses is a good thing, but at the same time there is negative also. You will have some sickness, but at the same time you will be materially successful, financially, etc., and winning over your enemies, etc. But the thing is, if Mars is in the 6th house, the person wins over enemies, but he has enemies. He has some Shatrupatha. Similarly, the person, he has strong resistance. When he gets disease, he gets cured faster, but he may get diseases. And because the planet is Mars, this is basically a fever kind of, a heart kind of disease. Sun and Mars will give fevers, etc. Fevers, boils. षष्ठस्थानगते जीवे तद्गृहे चन्द्रसंयुते द्वाविंशैकोनविंशेब्दे कुष्ठरोगं विनिर्दिशेत्. षष्ठस्थानगते जीवे. If the 6th house contains Jupiter, tadgruhe chandrasamyute, and in the same house moon is also there. In other words, moon and Jupiter, Gatkesar Yoga in the 6th house. Rogasthana no. Dvavimshaikona vinshebde. Dvavimsha means 22. Ekona vinsha means 1 less than 20, means 19. So either in the 22nd year or in the 19th year of the person, Koshtharogam Vinidishet, leprosy is possible. Again, I'm clueless about how he comes up with these numbers. Just based on couple of planets. Could be some kind of natural ages of those planets, some special dasha systems that we are unaware of. Rogasthanam gato rahu kendre mandi samanvite. Lagneshe nasha rasisthe shadvamshe kshayro gata. Okay. So what is he saying? Rogasthanam gato rahu. Rogasthanam gato rahu means Rahu is in the 6th house. Tadishe, Kendre mandi samanvite means Mandi in a quadrant. So Rahu is in the 6th house, Mandi is in a quadrant. Lagneshe nasha rasisthe. Lagnesha, the Lagna Lord is in Nasha Rashi, means the house of death, the house of destruction. What is the house of destruction? Rudrasthana, what is it? For me? 8th house. 8th house is a house. It's actually a little tricky. The word Nasha literally means destruction. It can be, you can interpret any house, but 8th house is the house of the vulnerability and the death, etc. So we'll interpret it to be 8th house. Let's see what he interpreted. Rahu is in the 6th, Ascendant Lord is in the 8th, and Mandi is in an angle. Okay, he also interpreted the same way. So Rahu is in the 6th house, Mandi is in a quadrant, and Lagna Lord is in the 8th house. Then Shadvimse Kshayarogata means in the 26th year of the person there is Kshaya. What is Kshaya? TB, tuberculosis disease. Jayeshe roga rasisthe tadishe vyerashige. Jayeshe roga rasisthe tadishe vyerashige. Trimsyad varshaiko navarshe. Trimsyad varshaiko navarshe. Gulma rogam vinirdishet. Okay. Jayeshe roga rasisthe means 12th Lord in the 6th house. Tadishe vyayarashige. The Lord of that house is in the 12th. That means 6th and 12th Lords are having exchange. Lord in 12th and 12th Lord in 6th. Then what is the result? Trimsyad Varsha. Trimsyad Varsha means 30th year. Una Varsha means 1 less. 1 less than what he didn't say. So obviously 1 less than the previous number. So 29. So either in the 30th year or 29th year, Gulma Rogam. What is Gulma Rogam? Gulma means it's that part of the stomach where important for sugars. What is it called? Spleen. So either in the 29th year or in the 30th year, there can be some spleen related diseases. And you can be a little creative. It can be the nearby area. It doesn't have to be specifically spleen, but in that area.
So it should be 12th Lord and 6th Lord and 12th.
Right.
So
Norm-
12th and 6th lord together.
No, not 12th and 6th lord together. This is 12th lord in 6th and 6th lord in 12th. Normally, is this, do we consider this to be a good combination?
When 16th 12th is good.
Yeah. Yeah, normally we consider it to be a good thing. This is a Viparita Rajoga. 6th and 12th lords having Parvartana, but like we mentioned earlier, these Viparita Rajogas are good materially, they will give you success, they will give you, you will finally win over your enemies, etc. But there can be some suffering also relating to Viparita Rajogas.
Actually, earlier Jupiter moon in the 6th house.
Yeah.
At 1912 there is a leprosy. So if there is any benefit, Jupiter moon themselves they are benefiting.
Jupiter is benefit, moon may or may not be.
May not be, right? So that means, like for example, my case I have Jupiter moon in 6th house.
Okay.
And but is with 6th lord, with Mercury also together.
So maybe Mercury is protecting, and also see the thing is, this is a very very generic combination. You will find it in lot of charts. See, moon and Jupiter will be together in how many charts? 1 out of 12 charts.
Right.
And in those charts, again 1 out of 12 of those charts, they will be in the 6th house.
Right.
So every 144th person who is born has moon and Jupiter in the 6th house. So there is a 1 over 144 probability. That's quite a high probability. And to believe that all of those will get which year? 22nd and 19. 22nd and 19 year getting leprosy is not really very likely. So the thing is, there are going to be some modifiers, and as a matter of fact, at the end of the chapter, Parasara himself may indicate some modifiers. Even if he doesn't, in the previous chapters, whenever he gave excessively good or excessively bad results, he has given modifiers.
Right.
So you should see how is where is the 6th lord, what are the other influences, who are aspecting. So the thing is, maybe in your case, what is your Lagna?
Lagna is Aries.
Aries?
Aries Lagna, and then this particular 6th house are Jupiter, Moon, Mercury, Ketu. And aspect today Saturn.
Okay. Okay, there is a lot going on. So the thing is, even though Moon and Jupiter are there, there are several other planets who are dominating that house. So they may end up giving the result. Moreover,
Ketu is 9th lord.
Ketu is 8th lord. Jupiter is the 9th lord. In your chart.
Oh, sorry, yeah. No.
Yeah. So the thing is, even though this combination may, for example, Mars in the 6th house, we said it's bad. But what if Mars is also the 9th lord? He is a functional benefic, let's say, and he is the 9th lord who protects. Maybe he won't give that much disease. Maybe the result will be modified. So like that in your case, maybe it's Jupiter who is the 9th lord. He is basically modifying the result. He may be even protecting you from the other guys, because Saturn, you said, aspects it, and he is the Bhadakesha. Ketu is the 8th lord. Those are actually more problematic. So any problems that you may get, they may be related to those planets rather than Jupiter and Moon. The next combination is Ripusthana, actually Sthana should be typo, it should be Sthana. Ripusthana gate chandre Shashina samyute sati. What? Shanina, okay. It must be Shanina, yes. Ripusthana gate, otherwise it means Moon is in the 6th house along with Moon. So basically there are two moons. So Moon of Earth along with Moon of Jupiter or something. It doesn't make sense. Ripusthanaka chandre charina samyite sati panchapachasabdeshu rakta koshtham vinirdishet. Okay. Okay. Ripusthana gate chandre means if Moon is in the 6th house, Shanina samyuto sati, he is with Saturn. So Moon is with Saturn in the 6th house. Pancha Panchashat Abdeshu. Pancha Panchashat means, I would say 55. Now the thing is, he has translated it as 45. I am not sure. I think it's 55. So at the age of 55, there is Rakta Koshta means, no, leprosy relating to blood or some red leprosy. I am not actually an expert in leprosy, so I don't know exactly what it is, but apparently there is a disease called Rakta Koshtam or blood leprosy or red leprosy. Rakta could mean red also. Lagne she lagna rashisthe mande shatru samanvite ekonashashti varshe tu vata rogardito bhavet. Lagne she lagna rashisthe means Lagna Lord is in the Lagna sign itself. Mande Shatru Samanvite. Saturn is in an inimical sign. Ekovana Shashti Varshetu means in the 59th year. 1 less than 60, that means 59. In the 59th year, Vata Rogadito Bhavet means he will get Vata Roga, means relating to Vata, relating to windy disorders. So, bottom line is, what this seems to say is, Lagna Lord is in the Lagna. It's not a bad thing that's being mentioned to show a disease. What this means is, getting the disease in the 59th years basically means, in general, good health. Basically, at a very late age, you are getting health. So, Lagna Lord in Lagna is a good combination, but Saturn in an inimical sign is not good. Saturn is the Karaka for diseases. If Karaka for a bad matter, if he is in inimical sign, those bad results will be exacerbated. Whereas if Karaka of some good matters, if he is in a good sign, again the good results will be amplified. So, Saturn being the Karaka of diseases, especially Vata related diseases, Mars is the Karaka for Pitta related diseases. So, the Saturn being in an inimical sign is not that good. It shows some Vata problems. But Lagna Lord being in Lagna means the problem is postponed. It doesn't happen very quickly. Randhe se ripurashisthe vyaye se lagna samsthite chandre shashthe se samyukte vasu varshe mrugad bhayam. Okay, this is a complicated one. Randhe se ripurashisthe means 8th lord is in 6th house. Vyaye se lagna samsthite means 12th lord is in lagna. Chandre shashthe se samyukte means Chandra is, moon is with Shasthesha means the lord of the 6th. So, 8th lord in 12th, 12th lord in Lagna, moon with 6th lord. Then Vasuvarshe Mrugad Bhayam. Vasuvarsha means there are Ashta Vasus, right? 8 Vasus. So, Vasuvarshe means 8th year. In the old tradition, to specify numbers, people specify things that indicate the number. For example, if you say Vedas, that means there are 4 Vedas, so 4. If you say head, there is only 1 head. Or if you say eyes, there are 2. If you say fingers, there are 10 fingers. Like that, they are creative. If you say, similarly basically, if you say ears or something, similarly if you say Rudras, there are 11 Rudras. If you say Vasus, there are 8 Vasus. If you say Adityas, 12. So like that, they represent numbers creatively. So Vasuvarsha means 8th year. Mrugad Bhayam. Animal. Problem from animal. Fear of animal. So there can be some dog biting the person or a bull charging into the person. Basically there is some hospitalization or some wound or disease as a result of some interaction with some animal in the 8th year. Okay. What is the house that shows? What is the house that shows animals, etc.? Suppose you have lot of cattle. What is the house that shows those cattle that you own? Second or fourth? Yeah, it's a property. So fourth house shows your cattle, etc. And in this particular combination, is there any Arudhapada in the fourth house? Do you guys find any Arudhapada in the fourth house? Twelfth lord in Lagna. So Upvada is in the second house. The 8th lord is 6th. So if you take he is in the 11th from 8th. So if you take the 11th from 6th, it is 4th. So 4th house contains Mrityapada. Or A8 basically. I see. So the thing is, if the Mrityapada is in 4th house, some problem relating to the 4th house is possible. But of course, why he specifically said cattle, it's not just based on 8th lord in the 6th. There are other things. So why he said cattle, I am not 100% sure. It doesn't, we are unfortunately unable to understand several of these things. But the thing is, some problem relating to cattle is possible because A8 is in the 4th house. Shasthastamagato Rahus.
Or maybe vehicles like that previous year.
Possible.
Horse were the vehicles.
Right. You are right. That is also possible. 4th house also shows your vehicle. Shasthastamagato Rahus tasmadastakate shanau jatasya janmato vipra prathamete dvitiyake vatsaragni tasya trivarshe pakshidoshabhak. Okay. Shasthastamagato Rahu means Rahu is in 6th or 8th. Shasthastamagato Rahu. Rahu is in 6th or 8th. Tasmad ashtagate chano. And Saturn is in? From Rahu is in the 8th house. So if Rahu, for example, is in the 6th house, then Saturn is in Lagna. Or if Rahu is in the 8th house, then Saturn is in the 3rd house. Okay. So from Rahu, Saturn is in the 8th house. That means from Saturn, Rahu is in the 6th house. So Rahu is in the 6th from Saturn and either 6th or 8th from Lagna. Then what? What is the result? Jatasya janmato vipra prathameja dvitiyake vatsare agnibhayam. From birth, either in the first or second year, agnibhayam, there is problem from fire. There is a fear of fire. Some fire accident or some burning kind of accident is possible. Vatsaragni bhayam tasya trivarshe pakshidosha bhag. In the 3rd year, pakshidosha means there can be some problem from birds. So Randhe se Rahu Samyukte, the 25th verse. On the same Trimsha Randhe se Pavimse Granthi se Rahu Samyukte means who is Randhesha? Randha is 8, okay? Randhesha Rahu Samyukte. 8th Lord is with Rahu. Tadamse Randhakonage. Tadamse Randhakonage. Lord being with this and his Amsa. So it is probably the 8th Lord. So 8th Lord should be with the Rahu in the Rashi chart and his Amsa, Tad Amse, Randhra Konage means either in the 8th or a quadrant. So in the Navamsa, actually not clear which Amsa, let's say Navamsa, Tad Amse. In the Navamsa, house has to be with Rahu, either in a quadrant or in the 8th house. Sorry, not quadrant. Why am I saying quadrant? It's trine. Quana means trine. So either a trine or the 8th. To disease. If he is in the 8th house in Navamsa also, basically it exacerbates the problem. On the other hand, if he is in a trine, the trines in Navamsa show the protection, and the guy whose agenda is to give you problems, if he is basically taking care of those trines, basically your protection is ruined because of him. So then there are problems. But the thing is, what problems we will see. But the bottom line is, what if he is in the 9th house in Navamsa, but also Jupiter is there, or a functional benefic is there, or the 9th Lord is there. Maybe the result will be either very less or almost zero. So the thing is, you have to be, you can't take just one formula and apply it. You have to understand. What is the result? Dvavimse Ashtadase Varshe. Dvavimsa means 22nd, Ashtavimsa means 18th. Varshe means year. Either in the 22nd year or in the 18th year, Granthi Mehadi Pidanam. Granthi means? Granthi literally means glands. Granthi Mehadi Pidanam. Granthi, some problem in the glands. Maybe some pituitary gland problem or some other gland basically doesn't work well. So there is some gland problem and Meha. What is Meha Vyadhi? This is basically some urinary disorders. So either some urinary disorders or some kind of glandular problems. Those are possible. So we are almost done with the diseases. In the next class we can see the relationships, which will be more fun. This is just disease, this chapter. I think if we took it 2 or 3 classes we took for this. Labhe se ripu bhavasthe roge se labharashige ekatrimsat same varshe shatrumulad dhanavyayah. Labhe se ripu bhavasthe means the 11th Lord is in 6th house. Roge se labharashige means the 6th Lord is in the 11th house. So there is a parivartana between 6th and 11th houses. Ekatrimsat same varshe means the 31st year. Shatrumulad dhanavyayah means Shatrumulad, because of enemies, dhanavyayah means losing some money. So the thing is, taking the 11th house of gains as Lagna, take the 11th house as Lagna, there is a Parivartana between Lagna Lord and 8th Lord. Is the Parivartana between Lagna Lord and 8th Lord a good Parivartana? No. So as far as gains are concerned, there is some problem. So there is some loss during that time, or not having gains. And taking the 6th house as Lagna, the Lord is basically in the 6th house. So when the 6th Lord is in 6th from 6, there is an exacerbation of the enmity. So whether there is financial loss during or not, you can't just say based on this. But there will be some enemies and some enmities, some litigations or some rivalries, and some problem relating to enemies is very likely if this combination is satisfied. In addition, some gains may be basically affected negatively. The next verse is verse 27. Sute se ripu bhavasthe sashthe se guru samyute vyeye se lagna bhavasthe tasya putro ripur bhavet. Sute se ripu bhavasthe means 5th Lord is in the 6th house. Sashthe se guru samyute, and the 6th Lord is with Jupiter. Vyeye se lagna bhavasthe, the 12th Lord is in Lagna. Tasya putro ripur bhavet. Then he becomes enemy. See, the 5th Lord is in the 6th house. See, basically 5th Lord shows children, 6th house shows enemies. So 5th Lord in the 6th itself is not good. Shashthe se guru samyute. 6th Lord with Jupiter. Karaka, significator of children, he is with the 6th Lord of quarrels. And Vyeye se lagna bhavasthe means the 12th Lord in Lagna means where is the Arudha of the 12th house? The loss, the tangible loss. Where is it? 2nd house, family. So some loss in the family. If you don't get along well with your son, it's a big loss in your family. So all these combinations, when they are together, son himself will become an enemy of the person. Surya must have had this combination in his chart. Sun. I'm just kidding. Surya, the planet himself, must have had this combination in his chart. His sun is his enemy. Yeah. Of course, you have a lot of people in the modern days, especially in the royalty. If you take royal charts, a lot of people basically go against their father. Lagne se shashtha rasisthe. Lagne se shashtha rasisthe. Taji se shashtha rasige. Lagne se shashtha rasisthe. Lagne se shashtha rasisthe. Tadi se shashtha rasige. Dachamai kona vimshede. Shunakad bhituruchyate. Okay. Lagne se shashtha rasisthe means Lagna Lord is in the 6th house. Tadi se shashtha rasige means the Lord of that house, 6th Lord, is in shashtha rasige. He is in the 6th house. So Lagna Lord is in the 6th house along with the 6th Lord. Then in the 10th year or the 19th year, there is a problem. Shunakad bhituruchyate. There is a fear of dog. So Lagna Lord and 6th Lord in the 6th house shows some dog problems. But you don't have any dog problem. Very good for you. The thing is, normally for dogs, the Karaka among all the planets is Saturn. So there is no link with Saturn. I don't know, just based on Lagna Lord in the 6th with 6th Lord, which is again, this has to be a relatively common combination. It should be very rare. So how you can arrive at fear from dog just based on that, it beats me. There has to be some Saturn involvement. So maybe this particular verse may or may not be authentic. So on that note, we will leave the 6th house. In the next class, we will take up the 7th house, which will be more fun. It is marriage, the success of marriage, the marital life. This is a long chapter. This has 40 plus verses. And he even talks about the longevity of wife, etc. So we will talk about it in the next class. So for today, we will end BPHS.